Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Smackdown review with us, the British Fist. I am the newly haircutted Mr. Parkin, as you all may notice, and this guy sitting next to me, he looks fine with any haircut. It's NJ.
What's my line again? I forgot last week. Oh, what's up?
Oh, you remembered your line pretty quick, didn't you?
It did.
But anyway, let the script writers write your script for you, NJ. Subscribe above, like this video, and comment your thoughts down in that comment section below on this edition of WWE Smackdown.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the box below.
Who wrote that for you? Was it you?
Yeah, I wrote it myself.
Wrote it on your hand?
Yes.
Rock style.
Yeah, I learned from everything, yes.
Yeah, anyway, so post-WrestleMania Smackdown, I think it's fair to say with Raw, with what happened on Raw, and, you know, Smackdown was never really ever going to live up to what happened on Raw. The show seemed very secondary, didn't it, this week?
The thing is, even though we realised that SmackDown's not the best show, I was expecting, as it's still following WrestleMania, just for 1 week, at least 1 week, they were going to do something big, spectacular, or just make it feel like a SmackDown following WrestleMania. But sadly, they tried in a real weak way.
You mean you were actually expecting SmackDown to be good?
For 1 week. Better than what it was.
I guess I can understand that. We'll go right onto the show then. We open up with David Otunga in his stupid Wade Barrett rip-off coat, introducing Johnny Ace to the ring. The era of Johnny Ace of People Power has started on SmackDown. Yay.
Yay.
Any words? That's all you have, is it?
For
right,
him, yes.
Fair enough. Right, I'll take this. I'll take over then. Basically, we have Johnny Ace coming out saying that he won't be abusing his power. And he basically brings Teddy Long out to say, thank you for his services, blah, blah, blah. He actually got a pretty big pop from the crowd, didn't he? Teddy. Team Teddy Mark here. Team Johnny Mark right here. Oh, I botched. But anyway, basically, Teddy Long comes out and says that he couldn't walk away from SmackDown without thinking the WWE Universe. And then they start talking about Long's grandchild's college fund, and and Laurinaitis says he has to take the job or else that college fund will have just gone. So we don't know what job title he has, but he sends him to the back.
It's basically it's the GM who gets all the money and all that coming in. In fact, he's no longer the GM; it's all Johnny Ace's money. That was kind of a stab there to Teddy Long's family, and that.
Ooh.
But at the same time, it's getting him heel heat, which he still needs because he's not going to turn face. Even if it's power of the people, it's still all about Johnny. So stab at the old GM, and there we go.
So era of the people is actually just the era of Johnny.
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I would agree with that. So okay, I know. Okay, opening segment. Yes, it kind of led us on to our next match. R-Truth versus David Otunga and...
and we had his handicap partner, Mark motherfucking Henry.
Oh, you said fuck! You never swear, NJ.
Oh, no, I do not.
What? You do not swear? Why have you chosen this moment to swear, of all things?
Of all time, I'm trying to make this SmackDown something special because it was an obviously bad show.
To be honest, generally, we like to save that kind of stuff for the pay-per-view or Raw reviews, but whatever, NJ. Basically... the best thing about this match for me wasn't the match itself, it was the fact that backstage we had Abraham Washington scouting his talent on the TV screen. It's always good to see Abraham Washington and the FCW guys getting a shot on SmackDown. That was the only real interesting thing about this match for me.
There weren't really much to it. We knew what was coming just because of how it was made and that, and I just didn't really feel Otunga got the pin.
I'm going to finish this segment off. Tag. We're done. I took all the great heat there while you did all the great analysis. But anyway, we'll move on. Kane versus Orton in a no DQ match. Surprised that this wasn't either the main event or the hour main event this week. They put it in a kind of like secondary slot, didn't they?
And with it being Orton's one of SmackDown's top wrestlers, or meant to be, and with Kane getting his big win at Mania, maybe it should have got higher in the place. It's a bit questionable where they put it, but they kind of flowed straight into this straight after the last match.
They did, yeah.
Break just flowed straight into it. So we got the match.
Saving time so they can use more video packages from WrestleMania and Raw, I guess. Typical SmackDown. The match itself, I think we need to cover things off our chest first. Not sure why these guys are having a no DQ match, which was better than their WrestleMania match 5 days after WrestleMania. Secondly, you'd have thought they'd have built to a match like this maybe to Extreme Rules. You know, you wonder why they're giving away a no DQ on free TV. You know, and what's happening with the feud? Are they ending the feud here? Or it's really confusing as to what they're doing with this.
Well, two things I'm going to say about this. First, the fact that Orton lost at WrestleMania, he was going to try and get his revenge. But the thing is, having a match the following SmackDown after WrestleMania, it kind of like rushes it for Orton to get his revenge. They're going to such a big match. But at the same time, the other thing I was going to bring up was when he had Barrett, let's forget the pay-per-view, the next show, with Orton feuds. They don't normally build up to anything, nothing really. They just do it straight after the pay-per-view. So I wasn't surprised. At the same time, I predicted that Orton was going to get his upper hand.
It's a good match though, wasn't it? Pretty decent
match. Kane was dominant throughout. I liked it.
Yeah, we had a couple of chair shots in there. I mean, it wasn't the greatest of no DQ matches, but it was a good TV no DQ match. I just wonder if they're maybe going to end this feud at Extreme Rules now, or what they're going to do, really. I just wonder.
Well, but even after WrestleMania, they both still have nothing to do. There's been no hints in other direction, so I'm guessing it's still going to go to Extreme Rules. Yes,
yeah, like a rubber match, for example. Next, we have the debut of none other than Skip Sheffield, who is also known as Ryback. There's been a lot of hype about this guy. We've seen news reports last year saying that Vince McMahon thinks this guy could be the second babyface. He was that guy. He was the sort of dominant one in Nexus before he got that injury. And I want to say, firstly, they had him up against a local wrestler called Barry Stevens, who probably, bless his little heart, he was obviously nervous being in front of the millions.
Millions!
Well, the thousands, I guess, of the people watching SmackDown. They do get 2 million viewers a week, so I guess that kind of rings true. But that guy, really nervous promo. It didn't really impact. Then you had Ryback coming out, and it was the crowd didn't really seem very into it, did they? And I think that's one thing I've been hearing from live reports. The crowd never really been into Ryback that much, but what can we really say other than the fact that he did just obliterate the guy, and that's the strongest way you can really bring him in.
The things about this is they used SmackDown wrestlers who weren't really going to have a match appear backstage, so like Alicia Fox, the Usos, they just had their backstage thing, and got them on TV.
Oh, it's going to be awesome! Ooh.
And this local thing, I guess it's a squash match, but you've got other wrestlers who are doing nothing that could have made an appearance, like Yoshi or something,
GTG. But
use some local wrestler or whatever. And the match, I just really didn't care about Ryback. Yeah, people were saying all this good stuff about him, but he just felt dryness. I just thought he was great in Nexus, and now this is just, I'm like...
Typical WWE sort of babyface, would you say?
I don't know what it is, but I just really didn't get into this whatsoever.
No, I mean, I can understand what you're saying there. I mean, we'll have to see where they go with the Ryback character, I guess, before we can really judge him properly. So, with that, we'll move on. Daniel Bryan promo segment. Basically, you had Daniel Bryan coming out, and it's interesting now. I don't know whether you think the same way, but what do you think they're going to do with Daniel Bryan now? He's getting all these pops, and Sheamus is kind of getting a bit of a bad reaction. It'll be interesting to see where they go with the Daniel Bryan character from now on, using this whole Yes chant. They're going to be bringing out a T-shirt with the Yes chant, I think, on the Monday. So it'll be interesting to see, in my opinion, how they use what happened at WrestleMania, whether it was a mistake or not on Vince's part. How they use what happened at WrestleMania, because they can't just fight against the grain with Daniel Bryan, because we're hearing a lot of Yes chants, Daniel Bryan chants, and obviously they were trying to get him over as a heel, but it just ain't working.
Well, I look at Daniel Bryan now, and this promo obviously came out, in my opinion, quite strong, heel-like, but with the crowd reaction, it's going to keep continuing, because I think it's an ongoing thing now, and the Vince McMahon, the WWE, are going to look at this and not see it as we can do something about that, we can try and make him heel again. I really see they're going to probably swerve with the base eventually, because it's not going to change. The yeses are going to go on now, and I think they're going to try and make him a base again.
They may do it. To be honest, they've got a good basis to it. But one thing I loved about this segment, AJ, was the fact that, as AJ was talking to Daniel Bryan, she was saying, Daniel, you're a great wrestler. Daniel, you're a great person. And again, just like I did, I was having thoughts in my head of AJ saying that to me. And I was just like, I'm kind of in a dream world here.
Well, quite luckily, with the way it was going, we have Daniel Bryan complaining about his loss, and then he goes on saying how it was AJ's fault, even though Daniel Bryan called her up, so it's kind of Daniel's fault for going like that.
It's not my fault.
And it all basically led to Daniel Bryan putting all the blame for his 18 seconds, all that, on AJ, and basically he does the thing that I predicted, and that was basically he dumps her. So now this basically means that she's open for a certain someone.
I'm coming for you, AJ! I'm coming! I'm booking my tickets right now! Come on, let's go to America! Come on!
And now I'm going to finish this segment off with this. It was quite strongly done. Daniel Bryan was playing a heel, giving all this, giving all that. And it's better than his other promos where he mentions vegan role model. So I actually felt that this was a strong heel promo. He just went a bit black. He weren't talking to Sheamus. He weren't talking to Del Rio. He was talking to AJ. And that's where it felt a bit black for me, because it weren't as strong as it could have been. But then we move on from that with Daniel Bryan just standing in the ring on his own.
The airlines are busy. I couldn't book tickets. so disappointed. That was my chance. She's been dumped by Daniel Bryan. That was my chance. I hate life. There we go. We have Big Show versus Heath Slater after this, with Cody Rhodes on commentary. Cody Rhodes providing his very genuinely interesting insights into the match and the WrestleMania match itself.
And the whole thing about this, Big Show's embarrassment moments, they're not as good as Cody's. Because the one he showed with the knockout punch, the keyword is embarrassing. You had loads of stuff, the bum in base, the spear to the leg.
Spear to the nuts!
Yeah, you had those moments, and you didn't use it. Use a knockout punch. Yeah, whatever. But the match goes the obvious way. Heath Slater gets knocked out, and it finishes with Big Show winning.
Pretty much. And then you have like the WMD to Slater, and then Rhodes keeps running off. And it looks like they're going to continue with this feud. And to be honest with you, they'll have probably another match at Extreme Rules. So at least they're kind of, they're still continuing it, at least, which is good. Because there needs to be an IC title feud involving Cody Rhodes, in my opinion.
And I think they're going to continue it. We'll give more of our predictions in a later date. But right now, they are continuing, yes.
We had a Divas match this week. Unfortunately, Rhodes wasn't on commentary for this, so I really had no interest. Beth Phoenix versus Nikki Bella. It was very short. Kelly distraction allows Nikki Bella to get the pin on the Divas champion Beth Phoenix in about 30 seconds. Very easy to pick apart. NJ, do you want to just do this? Or
the only thing I'm going to say is Beth Phoenix, you're a dominant diva, one of the best divas you've got, and she's getting awful stuff from WrestleMania, Raw. Nothing seems to be going better for her, so just sucks.
Oh yeah, okay, well we'll move on then.
Please.
We had a video package for Chief J Strongbow. I'm not sure I haven't really heard the news. What's the news about Chief J Strongbow? I'm not really sure. Has he died or I can't remember. I haven't seen the news.
He died, and obviously this was his tribute, which is rightly so. Doing something important on SmackDown, so giving him this tribute, showing these great video packages. I liked seeing how he was and that, so it was a good thing for SmackDown to do.
Definitely so. And then we got a backstage segment from one of my favourites down in FCW, Damien Sandow. And to be honest with you, he looks exactly the same as he does in FCW. But what was that promo about? It's like he's playing an actor or something. I do wonder, are they going to, obviously they're going to be using him, so I look forward to seeing his debut. But that promo, as a person who hasn't watched FCW before, what did you think of that promo?
Two things I've noticed from it. Number one, him becoming an act kind of star, I didn't really buy into it, but I did feel when he actually got to the end, I saw him, they're making him a heel, so I give him that. It did eventually make sense, but the promo, I just really didn't like that much.
Yeah, I mean, his work down in FCW, from what I've seen, has been pretty damn good, and he's been one of my favourite guys to watch on the FCW product itself. So I do look forward to seeing what WWE have in store for Damien Sandow. One of the moments of SmackDown for me was seeing Damien Sandow getting on TV, especially after I've seen his, like I said, good work down in FCW. So I look forward to seeing what they're going to do with him, even though they give him an actor. But he does have the actor voice, doesn't he? Like, I will save you. I will save you now. Like opera.
Yeah, I guess that's why I look at it. But I just wanted more of a, heel type character than a more of a gimmicky actor. I look forward to seeing him wrestle. That's me.
Start a campaign. Let's see if I can grow a Damien Sandow beard. Justin Gabriel one didn't work. So let's see if I can grow a Damien Sandow beard.
You could try that.
I don't think I'll be able to, but I'll have a go anyway. Sheamus versus Del Rio was our main event of the evening. If Del Rio won, he gets a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. And one thing I found interesting here, the segment on Raw is funny. Just after WrestleMania, Del Rio hasn't wrestled for 4 months now? And he immediately gets back into the main event scene. I think that shows you how much Vince McMahon thinks of the guy, doesn't it?
I think it really does. And with Del Rio, he's a guy who's got the main event kind of look, I think, and the character as a strong heel and that. So I guess putting him back to the main event was pretty good direction for him, I think. Yeah,
I do wonder where, Daniel Bryan's got a rematch clause now, and now Del Rio's just gotten in there. I wonder if they're going to do a triple threat match or something like that. I'm not really sure. And like I said, Del Rio, well, the match was decent, as we expect from these two decent to good workers in the ring. Del Rio cons the referee into thinking Sheamus has hit him with a chair. Have you noticed this one? So Del Rio probably learned his acting skills there from a professional soccer player. He hit me in the face when he goes like that.
The whole thing about this is, yes, the referee, you don't actually get to see him use a chair, just holding it.
You used the chair! You're disqualified!
The fact that Sheamus did not drop the chair after the ref turned around, I kind of see why it came to that. But I still thought it was weak way of ending, but Del Rio obviously gets the win by DQ.
I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to give Del Rio the victory while not making Sheamus look too weak. So I can understand the finish, and then you have Sheamus bro kicking the referee, which is a bit like But they're trying to show Sheamus' angry side, and like I said, it'll be interesting to see where they go with the Sheamus character after what happened at WrestleMania, which may not really work in his favour because he's getting not so great reactions. I mean, the crowd didn't really seem that into this match from what I saw, the live crowd.
No, the whole thing I would have done with this, which would have been more better in my way, is if I had Daniel Bryan either screw Sheamus in this match or attack Sheamus at the end of the match or something, just so Daniel Bryan's segment earlier could have led to something, gave Daniel Bryan what he said when he said, I'm going to go for the World Heavyweight Championship again. He could have shown it in the main event. So I would have added Daniel Bryan to the end. I
think one thing this week has shown for WWE, it's shown that Vince McMahon is very scared that an ROH guy is getting more of a reaction than his guy, which is why we haven't seen too many segments with them together in. But eventually they will have to put them in the ring together on a live pay-per-view or a live Raw or something. And Vince McMahon will probably find out that the ROH guy, Daniel Bryan, is probably more over than his guy because of his bad booking decision at WrestleMania to have Daniel Bryan get squashed in 18 seconds, which is potentially what could cause this, massive upsurge in reaction for Daniel Bryan. We've seen the yes chants.
Sadly, so I just look forward to seeing, even though I'm not overly keen on the feud, I do look forward on how they're going to do this whole Sheamus, Del Rio and Daniel Bryan thing, triple threat probably, or just something, because I expect there to be more continuation with these three.
Yeah, it's just very quick that Del Rio just got into that main event scene like that, wasn't it, really? Your overall thoughts on SmackDown this week, especially considering what happened on Raw and the great Raw we got?
Like I said, I was hoping for at least one good SmackDown or to be somewhat a follow-on from WrestleMania and give us something big for 1 week, but they threw little things in, but it just didn't feel like a SmackDown following WrestleMania. The show did not really deliver anything special, not really much direction apart from Cody and Big Show and probably Del Rio and Sheamus. Kane and Orton. That, we don't know what that is. We think it's finished or continued, so we don't really know, but overall, I didn't like the SmackDown.
I mean, there was decent direction, I guess. It's just that SmackDown is so full of these Raw rebounds and all that kind of stuff. It's very difficult to really take seriously as a brand, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, it wasn't the most entertaining show. Yes, it set up some stuff for post-minute. It's just that it wasn't a very entertaining show and it didn't engage that interest very much. So for me, this SmackDown was kind of like it wasn't a good SmackDown, really. It was kind of a bad SmackDown, but I'll give it credit in the sense that they at least gave us some direction on the main feuds that need to be on SmackDown at the moment, and they've got John Laurinaitis asserting himself in the opener, which I thought was important, and they're debuting some new guys. So, yeah, I look forward to see where that goes. I'd give the SmackDown a C, something like that. C, average show really for me.
You could do, yeah.
And while I'm going off and trying to book my plane tickets to America to try and talk to AJ and try and get her to go out with me, have sex with me, go out with me, NJ's going to do the outro.
Well, people, while Dan's going up and being busy, now I'm going to say this, people. Thank you for tuning for another review with the British Fist, Mr. Parkin, and me, NJ. Leave your comments about SmackDown in the comment section below. Tune in for our next review. Until next time, goodbye.